Hey guys, welcome back to Tarot by Cherie. How are my beloveds doing today? All right, let's dive right into today's reading and see what Spirit has for my beloveds. Nice. Ten of Pentacles. Guys, look at the start of this reading. Wow, wow, wow. All right, Ten of Pentacles next to the Wheel of Fortune. All right. First off, guys, we know what this Ten of Pentacles is. Those of you who have been on my channel know this is a very positive card. All right. You guys should feel like you just won the lottery. Picking up on this card first thing, this is all your wishes, your dreams culminating, all the things that you wanted in the past. A lot of them you've given up on because of the struggle. Things just seemed to get more and more difficult as time went on. And we kind of talked ourselves into believing that we were happy, right? That's the only way that we could really keep our spirit up and try to lift ourselves up because of the, the toughness of the situation, right? Higher prices on everything, a lot of non-job security. Some people had it, but most of us didn't, right? A lot of places closing down now. So we're really looking at this big movement into this new era, right? This 5D that everyone is talking about and feeling very positive about. I hope you are too. The Wheel of Fortune is about 5D, your gifts, your blessings coming from the new 5D, which is going to look completely different than anything you've experienced before. This is going to be a whole new life. As a matter of fact, Aquarius, you agreed to come back here, to reincarnate at this time, and to experience this 5D experience that I don't think Earth has ever had a chance to experience the 5D. All right, here I'm looking at one of my very strong masculines. All right, I feel like you are in some kind of mode where you're removing things from your life that no longer serve you, and you're really focusing in on where you want to be over the next few months or the next few years. All right, I'm seeing a lot of you might be single right now. A great deal of you might have just had a breakup, may have just decided, like, you know what, this isn't for me. This person is not, we're not vibrating on the same level. We don't have a lot in common. And, don't forget, Aquarius, you are going through this huge transitional period of time right now. Everything is changing. Excuse me. All right, so you may feel that your thoughts are changing, your emotions are changing, and your viewpoints are changing. The way you're perceiving life and everything around you, people, places, and things. If you think about it, you might be feeling differently about a lot of things because you are transitioning, okay? Moving into this 4D, possibly even 5 at this time. Guys, I have to take a quick drink here. Okay, thank you for allowing me to do that. All right, here we go. All right, this is a good time for me to mention I do offer readings. If you're curious, click on the description below the video and see what services I provide. Also, if you're liking these readings, guys, please take a moment and help me out. You can do that just by subscribing and hitting the like button. All right, let's continue. I'm picking up on a masculine and I'm seeing, all right, some type of partnership is coming to an end. All right. You're thinking about this day and night. You're extremely focused on it. I don't know if you're expecting your partner to break off with you or if you're thinking of breaking it off. But I do see there's going to be a conversation soon. There's going to be a message of sorts. This is going to come via phone or off your partner's lips in person regarding where everything is sitting, okay? And it's time for that anyway, guys. You should have a sit down together and have a good, honest conversation and a respectful one regarding where you're at in the relationship. Breakups don't have to be gnarly and mean and nasty and turn into a huge fight. You may just decide that you're not feeling it anymore, and you can be kind when you have, when you do what you have to do with the breakup. All right, I'm seeing the World card here, guys. This is an opportunity that should not be missed, okay? This opportunity is going to bring in some kind of abundance. I'm also seeing that whatever this is, it's going to lift you up out of your financial situation that you're in. This is for those of you who are struggling a bit, all right? It's going to put you in a different type of scenario that you've never been in before, where you're going to have a lot of choices to make the purchases that you would like to make, and maybe in the past thought you couldn't afford, okay? So I do see this coming in. I see also that right now you may be feeling conflicted about your finances. So in other words, Spirit is saying, keep your eyes wide open and look for this opportunity. This is going to be a great opportunity for my Aquas, okay? All right. So this is for someone out there. This is for someone who is just a beautiful, beautiful person. You are loving, you are giving, you are a generous person, and you don't like to see people go without. You don't like to see people hurt. So you are just magnificent. You're one of those people who wants to save everybody. You like to, you can't stand seeing an animal in pain. You're going to go save that animal if you get the chance to. And you're just this all over beautiful giving person. You are totally fit for 5D. All right, I'm seeing something right now though. The person you're with is not on your level, and you know this, okay? You're putting a lot of thought into, just that, okay? Well, we're not really on the same level here. We have a lot of differences, but for whatever reason, you're trying to be strong, even though you get defensive a lot in this relationship. Like, if you say it's black, your person says it's white, and vice versa, right? You're not really on the same page. Maybe you were at one time, but your growth is outstanding, and it's been super fast, okay? You've worked on yourself, and you've raised your frequency, like, to the max. You are vibrating ninja, all right, if you will. And I do see, though, for whatever reason, I see you holding on to this person for dear life. Like, I don't know what well, I guess there's feelings there. Sometimes, guys, we have to separate what's really there. What are we really feeling? Is it love? Are we really receiving love back? A good question to ask yourself if you're in a relationship is, how do you perceive love? If someone loves you, what would that look like? What is that supposed to look like to you, right? What are your expectations? What would you like it to look like? And if you're saying, yes, love should be a beautiful thing, people should have respect for one another, people should be, maybe treating each other well, and, whatever you're feeling, however you would think, like, this person really loves me by their actions, right? If you're not receiving that, and you're getting actually the opposite, somebody's putting you down, somebody's cursing at you, someone's doesn't know how to lift you up, or other people for that matter, okay? That's a big telltale sign that this isn't going to last your lifetime, okay? Eventually your frequency will continue to rise, and you will get to the point where you'll just get sickened by it and you will want to leave. So the question is, how much time are you willing to waste, right? Because maybe to a point, that's exactly what's happening. So if you're not in a financial situation to leave an unhappy situation, guys, get yourself in some kind of situation, okay? If you don't have a car, walk to a gas station. I mean, I know this sounds easier than done, but these are the things that I think of that I would do if I was completely homeless, lost my job, had no money, just the clothes on my back. I often think about this. How would I pick myself up? Okay, and that's what I would do. I would walk to the closest gas station and apply and, go from there. And if I got denied, then I would just go ahead and explain my circumstances and beg, please give me a chance, because you just, well, it's senseless for me to go into this part of the conversation here, but what I'm seeing here is you holding on to an unhappy situation, just to cut this short, and you're trying to be strong, but you're running into this thought process left and right, like deep down inside you don't really belong together. Let's continue. All right, so here I'm seeing I'm not gonna say that. All right, so I'm going to say it in the nicest way possible. How about that? Okay. So I'm seeing this beautiful couple. You're both beautiful people and you're in some type of commitment. You might be in a marriage, or you just might be in a, some type of like commitment where you're not seeing other people. All right. I'm seeing, really, I feel like this is a marriage. I am seeing divorce here. So I'm going to say that this is for someone out there who is likely going through a divorce or is contemplating divorce, has already made up their mind that they are going to get divorced. This is for you, okay? This divorce is going to happen, especially because one of you or both of you is feeling trapped. You no longer feel like you want to be there and you want to give to each other and you want to stay together. But there is a highlight here, all right? There is a victory that is going to show up after this, okay? So meaning there is probably some kind of lesson or teaching here that you were supposed to get through this marriage, okay? It might have even been the two of you may have known each other in another lifetime and come back here to complete something. Usually when that happens, the two people that completed whatever it was they completed will go their own separate ways and go on to the next lesson or the next teaching, because that teaching is now completed. All right, so just know, all right, and for me this would make me feel better, actually, somehow, knowing that in the long run that this is for my betterment. This was meant to happen. I wasn't meant to stay in this marriage with this person, okay? All right, let's continue. All right, somebody's feeling just tired, exhausted, like you feel embattled or some kind of embattlement, right? You've been going through this for a long time. You kind of feel like the world, the whole universe is working against you. This is interesting, okay? And this is a way, guys, that our brain gets trained to think. This is an illusion, okay? Yes, some terrible things may have happened to you. Those really happened, okay? You really went through a lot of stuff, okay? But remember, we're all going through the same stuff, just on different days, all right? Maybe to different degrees. So you're not the only person. The universe isn't, honing in on you. So looking at it from that perspective might help you some. Also know that we sign a contract to come back here and learn and teach, okay? We come back here knowing we picked all the events. We picked the person we're going to be with or the person we're going to marry just to learn and teach from that event, okay? That's why things seem to come and go. Marriages a lot of times don't seem to last, right? Because these are all learning and teaching events, okay? So that being said, I feel like you're feeling like everyone and everything is against you. Now you have to retrain your brain. This is something somebody, somehow you came to this conclusion, maybe when you were very young, and you just kept it going. So that every time something didn't go your way, it was like a concrete, it just put it all in concrete for you. See, this is what I'm saying. Nothing ever works out, right? And you are literally manifesting in one negative thing after another, and you've trained your brain to see the glass as half empty. All right. How to get out of this and retrain your brain is to just stay in a state of gratefulness. Write a note on your bathroom cabinet or mirror or wherever, the refrigerator. Just write on it, what am I grateful for? To remind yourself to say what you're grateful for, and set your intentions as well to love and nurture yourself with everything that you do for yourself, like, you know, making a meal for yourself, running a bath, lighting a candle, getting your nails done, playing a game of golf, going out with your friends, cracking open a beer, cracking open or having a glass of wine. I'm setting my intention to enjoy myself, have this glass of wine, and relax, to love and nurture myself. All right. If you keep doing these things, you will absolutely win here. Okay. But always looking over your shoulder, waiting for the next negative thing to drop out of the sky upon you, is no way to live. Okay. Also, start using your intuition. That's going to give you a greater sense of your clarity and point you in the right direction, point you onto the right path, and your happiness will begin to overflow from your cup. Okay. Why do I keep doing that? All right, let's continue. I'm so glad that whoever needs to hear this message or is here to hear it is going to hear it and is going through a better time, a better day. Okay, because I'm seeing this broken heart that you are now coming out of. All right, you had a terrible breakup. This depressed you and just put you in a very depressive state for a long time. All right, this was very painful and difficult for you to transition through. I see you as a very intelligent person, very smart, but very sensitive. And I am seeing something good coming in for you that's going to help lift you up emotionally and also financially. Okay, I'm seeing this big broken heart over here, but on both sides I'm seeing good news around your money, and I'm seeing your money flow start to improve, start to come in stronger. Okay, so that is for someone who needed to hear that, someone who's been sad for so long. I'm sending you lots of love and hugs and healing light. All right, I'm also seeing, this is for all of my beautiful Aquariuses. I'm seeing some kind of new start, but this is not your average new start. This is not like, okay, I'm going to start a new job tomorrow, or I'm going to meet a new person. This is like an overall, let me find the right word for this. So I really want to get this across to you so you get the gist of this. Okay, this is just going to affect your world. This is going to affect all aspects of your life, as if you have a do-over with almost everything in your life. You're going to feel this sense of newness, freshness, things coming in that are going to benefit you, things, more clarity that is going to have you change up some decisions, completely do a 180 on decisions you had made already. Now you're going to get this clarity that is going to see so much clearer as far as what you need to do, how you need to decide on things, what needs to go, what needs to stay. And you are going to create this amazing, the things that you've always wanted are going to start coming to fruition for you. So this is kind of, well, it is the 10 of Cups. I was going to say, is this kind of like the Ten of Cups? I'm just not paying attention. But yes, this is the Ten of Cups. This is happiness in all areas, my Aquarius is. So this isn't just, happiness in one area. This is happiness in your relationship, maybe a marriage, maybe your family situation. This is happiness around your finances, and just basically the things that you've wanted. Okay, many of these things you gave up on and just never thought they would appear, or you never thought you would be able to acquire these things. Never mind, so many coming in. This is going to be so fulfilling for you and just put you in a state of, well, you're going to feel brilliant that you were able to do that. And guys, this is something that you guys are starting to become really enlightened about. I know I did. I did a few months back, like really saw this for what it is. Like, in the third dimension, we just were like moving objects, basically, right? We were just waking up to go to work, take a shower, go to work, get in the car, put the music on, not really thinking about our lives, not really thinking what could we do different, or about our happiness, right? We weren't thinking of those things. We were like machinery, just going through the motions of the day, going to work, focusing on work, going back home, turning the radio on, and then turning the TV on or scrolling through our phone later on after dinner. So we were like robots. We did everything they said. Even though we were told a bunch of lies, we believed it. We trusted. Now it's a whole different ballgame. Most of us are awake, right? Not only are most of us awake, but we beyond the shadow of a doubt know there's a fifth dimension and over 6,000 patents coming in for us that have been withheld. A lot of them having to do with medical cures. There won't be any more sickness, guys, when these things come out, and we're very close. So we have a lot to be grateful for and a lot to look forward to. But this is going to change up quite a bit, and this might look this way, guys, because these things are starting to appear now. They're already being manufactured, some of these. They're already coming onto the market, okay? And you can use AI on your phone to look up anything you desire to see if there's truth in that, right? So check it out. This is going to be your justice, okay? All this happiness, all these beautiful things that are coming your way, it's all going to be received, and it's going to be a fantastic justice for you. All right, I think I'm going to end on this note, guys. I hope today's reading, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it resonated for most of you. Please comment below the video. I love reading all of your comments and staying in touch with you all and seeing what your thoughts are, what you're going through, how your day is going. And I'll usually send you a little heart or a little emoji so you know I read your comment. Take care.